Professor De Bono, why you say that thinking is the most important but most neglected human skill?
Because we need thinking for everything. We need thinking just to survive day by day, moment to moment. We need thinking to react to events. We need thinking to solve problems. We need thinking to achieve our ambitions, to carry out tasks. Thinking is the fundamental skill which keeps us going. Sometimes it's true that all we need to do is analyze the situation, recognize the standard situation, and provide a standard answer.
Does education teach enough thinking?
No, absolutely not. Education teaches information, knowledge, some analysis of information, perhaps how to argue, but there are large parts of thinking, constructive thinking, creative thinking, design thinking, that education, whether at school or university, does not teach at all. Education does not do a good job of teaching thinking.
Which types of thinking are needed but not taught?
Well, perception is very important, perceptual thinking. Research at Harvard by David Perkins shows that 90% of the errors in thinking are errors of perception. And if your perception is wrong or inadequate, it does not matter how logical you are, the answer will also be wrong. So perceptual thinking is not taught. Creative thinking is not taught. Design thinking is not taught. Constructive thinking is not taught. These are all very important aspects of thinking in a real life, both as an individual, as a corporation, or any organization, and these aspects are not taught in school or university, because school and university is really concerned with knowledge and perhaps argument, but these types of thinking are simply not taught at all.
So, Professor De Bono, why is creativity important?
There is a mathematical reason why creativity is important. As we go through life, time passes, different information comes in, and we add to what we already have. There comes a point in life, in history of mankind, where we can go back and put things together in a different way, and this is creativity. So creativity is necessary in order to make progress, in order to simplify things, in order to achieve objectives. Creativity is an essential part of thinking, and there's an absolute mathematical necessity for creativity. It is not a luxury.
Is creativity a natural talent or is a skill that can be learned?
That is a very important question. If we believe that creativity is a talent, a skill that some people have and others can only envy, then we do nothing about it. We appreciate those that have the talent, but we forget about the rest. Creativity is not just a talent. At least I'm talking about thinking creativity, idea creativity, not artistic creativity. It is not a talent. It is a skill that can be learned, just as mathematics can be learned, just as a foreign language can be learned. Anyone can learn the skill of creative thinking. Not everyone will be equally good, just as not everyone will be equally good at mathematics, but everyone can learn basic mathematics and use it. So creative thinking is definitely a skill which everyone can learn and achieve some degree of excellence. Not everyone will be equally good, but a usable degree of excellence can be achieved by everyone.
Professor De Bono, what is lateral thinking?
We have to understand, first of all, how the brain allows incoming information to form itself into patterns. Patterns are like roads. You move from one position to another with a greater degree of probability. So we have the main road which the brain forms. Now there are side roads, but we cannot use the side roads because we go along the main road. If somehow we move from the main road laterally to a side road, once we're there, in hindsight, we can see that it's perfectly logical. So on that basis of asymmetric patterns, we can develop specific skills of lateral thinking. Skills like challenge, where we block the main road and explore other possibilities. Skills like concept extraction, where we go back to look at the original concept and find other ways of delivering it. Skills like provocation, where we use a stepping stone to move off the main road, and then we use a mental operation called movement to move forward from the provocation to the new idea. Skills like random entry, where we start in the periphery at some point, find our way back to the starting point, and open up new channels. All these are definite skills which can be defined, practiced, learned, and used. There's no mystery about them. So lateral thinking is made up of these different tools and skills, each of which can be used to produce ideas. For example, one afternoon, a workshop in South Africa for a steel company using just one of the tools of lateral thinking generated 21,000 new ideas in one afternoon. Now that is not just sitting and waiting for inspiration. That is using a deliberate tool of lateral thinking to generate ideas.
Thank you very much, Professor De Bono. Thank you.
My pleasure.